Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a Thursday night live sketch. My name is Frank Stummers. Thank you for joining me here. I had originally planned this for Wednesday for lunch, like usual. Fortunately, my schedule just did not allow it, so I had to push it back. I was going to do it then last night, but that didn't happen, so I'm trying to squeeze it in tonight on Thursday night. Now, the thing is, a caveat here is I'm by myself tonight. My children are upstairs in bed, theoretically, so at any point in time, I'm probably going to leave the stream and go shuffle one of them back to bed. So tonight's probably gonna be a little more loose. Generally, the Wednesday lunch live sketch is a 25-minute time ordeal where I try and get a sketch done within 25 minutes and take it as far as I can during my lunch break. However, tonight I could probably be a little more relaxed and not really push as hard. But that said, I'm still going to set my timer. The subject for tonight is Bruenor Battlehammer from the Icewind Dale trilogy. It's a D&D novel that came out trilogy of novels that came out in the late 80s, 88, something or other. And I remember reading them when they were kind of fresh to the market. They were pretty awesome. I definitely remember Bruenor. He made a big impression on me. I kind of fell out of the trilogy a little bit. Not trilogy, the series, because it went on for years. I tried reading a more recent one. I can't remember what it was called, 1,000 Orcs, I think. And I had trouble getting back into it. But I have great memories of reading those books. Love them. I've actually read them multiple times. They're really great. So that said, why don't I jump on into Photoshop? That's enough of this nonsense. Oh, I thought I'd also start off with a little bit of music tonight. We're going to do some Gauntlet. Some Gauntlet. So if the music is too loud, not loud enough, you can't hear me in the chat, please say so, and we'll adjust. Thanks. So let's hop to it. Let's start off with some thumbs. This is Gauntlet 4, which was on the Genesis, which is one of my favorite soundtracks. So let's start diving in here a little bit. So I was thinking he should have his chest out. Let's get in a bit of a gestural type thing. And we have a bit of a cranium here. Let's give him a bit of a bigger cranium. And despite he has a beard, but we still need to know where his jaw is. So let's get a jaw shape in there. Bigger cranium. Sticking that chest out. Kind of want him to be a little stockier, so let's keep this more like so. Let's keep with this forward momentum. Pelvis region. And he's got that shield. He's got his oak shield. So let's rough that in. And maybe he's got his arm out here. He's got his battle axe, his many-notched battle axe. And we'll get the idea of that in. So we need to adjust some stuff here. Let's plant these legs a little more. Maybe one more like this. Let's erase some of this gobbledygook. And maybe this arm is even too long for him. And eye line and his nose. I'm going to give it some shape because it's been broken. His battered nose. Ear. And here's his helmet. Let's give him smaller eyes. All right, now let's find out what that beard is going to happen. It's got a helmet. There's one horned helmet, so let's get the idea of a horn in there. And one of them's broken, so maybe we'll break that one. Maybe we'll break the other one. I don't remember if it was ever specified which horn was broken. So here's the idea of a broken horn. Maybe give his beard one of those little, little knot things. Yeah, I want this arm to be a little. And it's Icewind Dale, so he's going to have a bit of a cape. I've drawn a lot of bearded characters lately. I guess I'm still animating my wizard. So move my Cintiq over a bit. There we go, it's better. Hey, Sticklord. Toon Boom still needs a long ways to go to get the bitmap brush like Photoshop. You know, I don't know how true that is. I mean, it's pretty close in Twitch over there. I mean, I feel like I spent a long time developing my rough brush. What you're probably confusing with it is the resolution. So like this brush right here, this canvas I'm working on is 300 dpi, whereas Toon Boom, since it's video, is 72 dpi. So I mean, that can make a big difference, right, in terms of your brush quality. That said, you can bump your resolution up in Harmony's settings. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this design right now. I may go back over this and tweak it a little bit. So some of this I'm not thrilled with. Let's get that foot planted. And something like this. And he's got that shield. I mean, one thing Toon Boom is missing is just the amount of development that's gone into building brushes. I think the brush engine itself in Harmony is pretty good. It's got a lot of options. You can certainly tweak it to your heart's desire. Let's give him a belt here. Give him a nice, hefty dwarven belt. And I'm not happy with some of the stuff on his face here. And I think we want to take the shield and push it out a bit, just to break his silhouette a bit more. So something like that. See how that works. See you there, Sticklords. He had enough. He was fed up. Did not like my answer. So I think this leg needs to come over a bit. Yeah, we're working rough, so we can just move things around. For example, this leg. Here's our knee block right around there. Just thicken them up a little bit. Okay. Let's push this a bit more. Let's find our center line of his chest. Let's delete this. Let's get rid of this. Let's get that foot sticking forward a bit more. Let's work that. I'm definitely not happy with his face. I feel like some of his nose might be a bit off. So we're going to tweak that some too. But for now, let's just keep working. The rough. This is not symmetrical. Let's fix this. And shield's still there. We'll get to the shield later. Brunr. Hey, Silent Wolf, how you doing? Thanks for joining. How you doing? Oops. I'm hanging in there, man. Thank you. It's a nice night. It's kind of cool around town. Doing some sketching. Not bad. Helbersaurus, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, it's a low key night tonight. Silent Wolf. Low key. It happens. It's a bit of an off night. This is not my normal night for doing this. I normally stream on Monday night for traditional animation. Generally speaking, traditional animation. And I normally do my live sketch on Wednesdays. So it's a bit of an off night. Clean up some of this garbage. Should have put it on another layer, I guess. All right. Your school just got out? Nice. You're in college, I'm assuming? Middle school, okay. Small, SMOL, small. What the heck's that? You're in middle school when your school got out? My son still has at least one more week. What does he have? He may have 2 more weeks. My oldest may have. Oh shoot! My oldest has 2 more weeks, I think. You're small. Yeah, it's all right. Tonight's just a live sketch. I'm not doing any animation tonight. Like I said, I normally do those on Monday nights for about an hour. But that said, I should have the piece of animation I was working on ready to post. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where you are in the country. You don't need to answer that question, but I mean, I know my friend lives in California, and his kids go. They go early. They start in like August. But they wrap up earlier. Yes, I should have the animation I was working on ready to post on this my YouTube channel here. Maybe tomorrow if things go well. Oops. For some reason, my Twitch stream says I'm offline, but it's odd. But it doesn't seem to matter. I don't seem to get much traction over on Twitch anyway. Yeah, I mean, it's also a school night, So tonight's a bit of an off night, I guess. Is he a Viking? He's a dwarf. So this guy, this particular character, is a character by the name of Bruenor Battlehammer. So he's from an older. I'm not sure if you ever played D&D, or I know that's kind of like the cool thing now, thanks to Stranger Things. Everyone thinks D&D is cool, but I can tell you that back in the late '80s, it was not so cool. But anyway, so he was a part of a trilogy, the Icewind Dale trilogy, and when I first started reading those books, late '80s, early '90s. and he was like one of my favorite characters. I feel like I did not do this any justice here. And his shield is kind of made out of wood, so we can get a little rough with it. Following the curvature, at least, anyway. Yeah, I used to play lots of D&D back in my day. When I was younger. So I just noticed that these lines are adding. These are weird lines right here. Just realized that they're kind of like feeding into these lines here on the shield. I actually have a bunch of D&D stuff up in my attic still. I remember back a long time ago, towards the end when I started getting out of it a little bit, I got into Planescape, which was an add-on for Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, but I kind of adapted it. We just played with standard D&D. And all the artwork then in the Planescape manuals was done by Tony DiTerlizzi, who is now known for the Spiderwick. And that had a big impact on me back then. the monster has died. My mother-in-law actually is sort of friendly with him. One of these days, I think I'd like to meet him and shake his hand. He was very influential on me when I was growing up, when I was in high school. We got 5 viewers now. Looks like we're moving up a little bit, but not much. Tonight's pretty low key. He's got to have his loincloth. And again, because these guys take place in they live in a cold climate. Whoa, Mr. Gimmick just came on. Whoa, whoa, sorry about that. Screwed it up. How about some Snake's Revenge? But first, we listen to a commercial that I want to skip. Go away. Go away. Pink. I know this is considered one of the. This is the lesser Metal Gear. Not doesn't really count, but it's got a hell of a soundtrack. Oh, you know what? Silent Wolf, you're right, dude. I forgot. So how I do the live sketches? You're right, man. I forgot. Shoot. So how I run the live sketches? Because I set them up as events within YouTube, and so I'm using this window. If you've ever seen this before, this. Get ready for a trip. Oh man, we're going down. So I use this is Google's Hangout On Air, because I schedule these things as events. And whenever you do that, though, whenever you use this trippy window right here to stream, it doesn't hear any audio from YouTube. It's weird. It's weird. So that is why you're not hearing mute audio, but I am through my headphones. All right, so there's Bruenor. We'll splash a little color in here. Let's clean them up a little bit. We're looking at 10:30 almost here. What time is it? Let's check our time. I've been streaming for about 40 minutes, which is not too bad. Yeah, it's weird. Because I also use XSplit, which is this guy right here. Hello. So that's what's pushing out. Actually, that's what's actually pushing the stream out. So yeah, I don't know. Oops, it's a little weird. All right, let me give this guy a look. Well, let's splash some color in there. We can call this cleanup, or barely consider this cleanup. Let's just call this tie down. We'll make another layer. We're just gonna throw some local color down. Color. Let me see if my Twitch. Yeah, it still says my Twitch stream is going. I don't know. So let's get some local color in here. Actually, before I do that, let me get a look here really quickly. I'm giving him a look over. You know, his face looks a little long. Maybe I can make his eyes a little larger. Okay, so this can be moved over. It's just not quite. Let's try something really quickly here. So this is his eye line. So his chin's around here somewhere. So maybe his mouth really would be around here somewhere. Maybe you wouldn't see any lip. Let's try that. I feel like you need to see something. Let's give it some thought. Here's his mouth, and maybe it's doing something like this. So what would the mustache be doing? Maybe that lip's overlapping. Maybe we have an overlapping lip, huh? Is that possible? Or is that silly? I don't know. I think the mustache should probably take precedent. All right, that looks a little better. Let's step back. That works a bit better. Yeah, there we go. My Twitch stream is online. Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you for checking for me. And maybe this ear is looking a little like it's falling off of his head. So maybe we can kind of cajole that a bit more. I don't know if dwarves have pointed ears or not. I can't recall. But we'll push his a little bit more so that it's prominent at least. Doot doot. All right. I feel better about this mouth. Let's clean this up a bit better. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Feel a little better about that. So let's just get some color in. So dwarves are kind of ruddy, kind of reddish. Let's just use a standard brush. Let's just lay in some color here and just see how things match. It's just laying a little bit of local color. Actually, that's all that you're going to see is flesh. He's got a red beard. So we can put that like that. My wife is actually out for the night, so she'll probably be walking in soon at some point. And yeah, we're just throwing in some color just to see how things play off of. And if I need to go more darker or more redder, maybe a bit more red, a bit more saturation on there could help. It's so subtle. I mean, I can barely see the difference in my monitor, but I think, yeah, I mean, it helps. So I can pull a bit more of that in there. I think the more saturation, I probably need to go even a little bit more saturation because I think he's so gray toned. You know what I mean? It's like he's going to get lost. I'm not a huge fan of what's going on with the shield here. So let's find some armor. We can maybe even push it a bit more toward here. A little bit of gray. Let's try that. Maybe a little lighter. And again, so his shield, and here this is wearing his shoulder pads. This would be alright, so we can go darker on his feet. Maybe stay in the same family. This can help tie. These might be too green. I mean, dwarves are generally all brown, but I think I can balance that out with his leggings. Or you know what? Maybe let's go a little darker on the blue. Something a little more purpley. I don't want to make them just all brown. Eh. Yeah, I'll get to that kind of stuff in a little bit. Right now, we're just talking about local color. And local color just simply refers to what the color is. And I'm just trying to make things kind of fit together. Could do. And we can go a little darker with this here. So I think with this will go a little more saturated for the boots. It helps pull his beard in. Maybe with the shield, I can go a little more gray. That helps. And of course, his gloves would be the same as his boots. And then, but these are very similar. See, this needs to be changed. Maybe this could be a little lighter. A bit more yellow into his pants. Yeah, it works a bit better. And the same thing with here. Getting someplace. I'm not a huge fan now of the armor. So we can. That. I just don't want to go too gray. I don't want to totally go gray on him. Same thing with this. And then this will probably be a little darker like this for his belt. And again, this go here, pull in that, and going a little darker for the interior. All right. So another thing that'd be kind of fun is if, in terms of where his what's behind him. Oh shoot! Oh, I'm forgetting what application I'm in. I thought I was in Harmony. Let's actually go kind of white because we're in Icewind Dale. It'd be kind of fun. Yeah, you'd expect to see him out in. Oops. On top of some snow. So let's see how this all works. And so now if this is the case, if we're having a whiter background, we can take this armor and definitely go grayer. get all of the green out of it. I don't know. I actually kind of like it in the helmet though. All right, well, we're on to something here. Let's start cleaning this up a little bit. Let's start. So defining the edges here. Yeah, he basically is. And again, this is his many notched axe, which I'm gonna add. I'll add the notches in. me save. Be right back 1 second. Hold on, BRB. All right. Just want to make sure the kids are okay. It's a beer mug on the shield. I may revisit it and make it a little clearer. Same yellow in it. Let me see. Probably within the next 15, 20 minutes, I might be ending the stream, but I think I got pretty good. I might work on him some more, but off stream. Oops. I'm gonna work on the beer mug. I'm not thrilled with it. It's also kind of betraying the curvature of shield. So I'm gonna revisit that, I think. All right. Let's make this gold. Pretty sure he has blue eyes. Can't remember what the description. In the book. Oops. Let's see. Let's get some texture into his beard. Pull out some highlights. Tones here. Thank you, Silent Wolf. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna hang just a little bit longer. I'm starting to play with texture, and it's kind of fun. I think you suggested earlier on, and it was a good suggestion. We could add a little bit of red to his nose. And some cheeks. Just helps bring things out a little bit. Take his lip. Highlight on his lips here to help them pop. Well, he's a dwarf, so he's smaller. You know what I mean? He's not really. Random fact. I don't like any of this. Keep some of it in there. All right, his shield is a disaster. All right, for now, I'll be okay. I'm not going to keep that. Okay. Well, I think let's get a little bit of a tone underneath here. Let's find something a little darker. I'll pop this. I should save it, by the way. That's kind of fun. All right. And again, this is his many notched axe, so he's got a bunch of notches in it. He does not have a scar on his nose, but his nose has been broken multiple times, apparently. Probably add a little bit of blue in there, cool it off. It's too bright. Nope. That's better. And just mix it. Oops. Hmm. All right. Well, I think what I'm going to do is just add a little bit more. Some highlights in here. And I think we're going to be calling it a night for now. I feel like I've gotten pretty much what I wanted to do in place. And I think I'm going to end it for the night. So there he is. I'm probably going to work on some more throughout the course of the week, and we'll post them up on my Twitter. So if you're watching the recording of this, please click that link in front of you see, the subscribe, and check out my Twitter, Tumblr, Google+, or Blogger to follow me and keep up to date with everything else. Guys, thank you very much for hanging out with me, and I hope everyone has a great week. See you soon. Oh, I got to do it through here. I forgot.